Okay, we're back talking about BabyPlanner. Can I tell you one more story?
Oh my gosh, of course.
Okay, like I said in the last segment, I was on the road and I was in Milwaukee.
Yes.
And there was a guest host in who I think was out only because she was on maternity leave. So she has like a 4-month-old baby. And she was talking about life as a new mom.
Yes.
And she said, you know, the one question that I do not like is if my husband comes home and asks me, so what did you do all day? She brought it up. She actually said it on air.
Because
she
we
said
talk
it
about
on air.
It's the inflection.
She said it on air.
It's seriously the inflection.
Because,
and,
yes.
And joining us is somebody who has young children, and she deals with new moms. And Shannon Cho is joining us from Philadelphia. Shannon, thanks for being on the show with us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So do you ever hear that question from your own husband, or do you hear that with new moms? Because when I was a stay-at-home mom, my husband would come home from working all day, and he would ask me, so what did you do all day today?
I got the same question.
Absolutely.
I got the same question, but I thought it was hysterical that a TV host, a morning show host, said it on air to her colleague who has 3 kids.
It's universal.
Yes, and the women were just commiserating. You could see the husbands at home just like,
uh-oh. Don't ask that question again. So, Shannon, what do new moms go through today? Is it the same? I mean, because Mary and I, we're kind of seasoned. We like to call ourselves not old moms, but seasoned moms. My youngest is, 10.
My youngest is 8.
Yeah. So, are new moms still getting that question, or have husbands wisened up?
Oh, I think they still get that question. Everybody still has that same kind of mentality, the same roles that we all play, even though a lot of things are changing around having kids today, but I think some things will always stay the same.
And so you are working with new moms. So when you work with new moms, what are you hearing the most about, and what exactly do you do?
Yeah, who are you?
Who are you?
Who am I? I am, first and foremost, a mom of 3 myself, but I am a baby planner. So basically, I help people get ready for baby and then transition into that new mom role or new parent role. I mean, we work with dads, too, we should say. But it can be anything. It's really different for every family. It's part of what makes it so fun is that what everybody needs is different. But it could be anything from helping people create their baby registry. That's a big one. Lots of questions around that. Design their nursery. Some baby planners help place nannies, baby nurses, baby-proof a home, help people make baby food, and a lot of the kind of typical, or more typical, I should say, concierge-type services where you're helping just deliver meals or set up, any kind of postpartum support that somebody might need. There's a whole gamut of stuff.
Okay, so these are all before the baby arrives. Most of those, are before the baby.
Yeah, I would say probably 75% of the services fall pre-baby, and then there's a few things you can do after baby arrives. Like down the road, you might help them learn how to make baby food at home or baby-proof their house.
Okay, because there's a huge reality. Our first book that we wrote, The Momstown Guide to Getting It All, is for new moms. We wrote it in with the mindset that the book says what to expect when you're expecting. That was a big popular book, right?
It still is.
Okay.
I think it's still the Bible for pregnant women.
Right, and our book, The Momstown Guide to Getting It All, is how does she adapt to the new normal of being a mom, and just, wow, it's such...
Exactly.
So is there a question in this?
Well, I mean, I would think that would be something that you guys would be able to help with as well.
Yeah.
For her to just figure out, oh my gosh, how do I her schedule's completely different.
Yeah. It's a huge change. I mean, especially depending on what you used to do. I mean, it could be, again, it could have been anything, and this is going to be a huge change. But depending on what your life used to look like, were you at an office 9 to 5? I used to actually travel Monday to Friday, so I was in a town where I literally didn't even know my neighbors because I had moved into this town, and then would fly out every Monday and home every Friday, and then all of a sudden I'm home 24 hours a day in a house with a baby, like, oh, okay, this is what it's like. And coincidentally, my background is that I used to own a child care center. I've been a nanny forever. So you would think that I would know what was about to happen, but no. I mean, it's still such a whirlwind, such a huge change, and there's just so much. And like you say, the adjusting to your new normal, those are literally the exact words on my website, because that is what it is. It doesn't matter if you thought you knew what you were getting into or not. This is going to be a really big life change, a big shift, and there's a lot that goes in there. So some of what we can do is baby planners really know and have a lot of connections in their own town. So a lot of what it is helping refer out to resources, whether that's a mommy group or a pediatrician or somebody, and maybe, God forbid, you have some postpartum issues, anything like that. Again, you can go back to this baby planner, this one-stop resource, and they're going to be able to put you in touch with whatever you need, just like they did prior to when the baby arrived. So it's kind of a nice, go-to, I don't know what I need, but I know who I can ask, and they're going to find it for me. So that's another advantage.
Well, and I think that is nice because I think so many things have changed about being a new mom today, where you always use your mom for, my mom was always around when the babies were born, and so I could tap into her. But as far as mommy groups or anything like that, it's really nice to have that kind of resource. And then also, Shannon, here's a question for you. We were talking about this yesterday with a dad of 4. And we were talking about how things have, with the economy kind of going upside down and people readjusting priorities, there's a lot of emphasis on family. And he was saying that he's found at his school, and we were saying it the same thing at our school, a lot of families are returning to a more traditional, with the mom staying home and
multiple kids, not just
having
2, having 4.
Having a lot of kids, like 3, 4, some 6 children, some 18. So, really. Are you finding that also where you live and within the groups that you talk to?
Definitely. I feel like a lot of more people are having, they're looking at the economy, they're making decisions about work, about whether to return to work. Maybe they were out of work anyway, so they're looking at, hey, this is a great time to have the second baby or the first baby or whatever the situation is. And definitely I'm surprised to see, when I was pregnant with my 3rd, people acted like it was my 6th. They're, oh my gosh, you're going for 3, whoa, But since then, I've become more aware of all the large families around me, and the neighbors behind me have 6 kids. It's really more and more common. So it's kind of interesting shift to see that happening, because you would think, again, money, kids take money, whether you're talking about the gear that you're buying now or the schools you're going to pay for later. So you would think that people might actually hesitate to that. But like you said, I think it's just a shift in tradition, a shift in family values, and just the fact that we're home, we're home anyway. So if you're revisiting that idea of having another baby or whatever, it's a logical, thing to land on. So.
Well, and it's nice that industries are now, I think it's kind of a sign of the times too, because we're down to the last 30 seconds of this segment, but Shannon, if you could stick with us, because we know that this is also a career opportunity for moms, and that's what you found your niche in, so we kind of want to explore that a little bit. And I just think it's interesting, this kind of, people are reprioritizing, downsizing, and putting the emphasis back on kids and family and motherhood.
Yeah.
Amen.
So true.